Well, trying to shed some light on this wild video, which feels like possibly one of the most ludicrous parts of the Trump circus, which is a terrifying prospect.
This is when you remember how few days he's been there for, and this is what he's opening with.
Yeah, there's genuine terror, I believe, in how much further this can spiral. So, in answer to the question of what would be the truth, should you apply a truth serum to him or to his team or to his supporters, I think there's a slightly different word which comes to mind depending on who within that MAGA circle you were to give the serum to. My two words that kind of jump to mind are ego, with a little bit of fear, and I'll explain it, and irreverence. And they're my two words. So I think if you give it to him, I think, as with much of his life, if not all of his life, it comes back to ego. Why has he posted it? Because it feeds his ego. Why is a giant gold statue of him in the desert, regardless of its connotations? His ego. That's what he genuinely would love to see.
But he wouldn't say that.
I think he would. I think he cares so much about his own image that having a giant statue of him...
So this is what the people want?
Yeah.
This is I'm showing them the world they could have if they treated me in the way that I think that they should. The way that my brilliance demands, the big golden statues weirdly, the little statues for sale in the shop look like he's sitting on the toilet. But I don't think he's watched it that closely, because otherwise you wouldn't have the belly dancers who are fully breasted and fully bearded. But so there's something. I mean, that Old Testament thing about worshipping false idols. Go on.
Which is, has he come up with this and posted this entirely by himself? Yes, it's possible, because he does post at 3 a.m. from the toilet.
Yes.
But he's also probably been screened by people within his circle. And so the question then is, if you give the serum to them, why have they done it?
Yeah.
And so the word ego comes up again, but from a slightly different perspective. This time it's an ego that I think they have such fear that they don't want to raise a hand against him. They don't want to step out and say, do you know what, this is incredibly inappropriate. We really shouldn't be doing this. Their own careers are on the line. So it's a different type of ego that they want to further their own political career. They're in great jobs working within his circle at the moment, which they don't want to jeopardize by publicly or even privately stepping against him, undermining what it is he wants to do. You know what happens if you criticize him? You're immediately on the chopping block, whoever that is. Even if you're a world leader, you're immediately on the chopping block.
But that's why have you gone along with it? They would answer. That it's not what is it designed to achieve, unless we're being really reductivist and saying it is just homage being paid at the altar of cult leader Trump. So he doesn't even see it as parodic or ironic or comical. He genuinely dreams of the day when there's an enormous golden statue of him in the middle of the Gaza Strip.
So the first point is not, I know a lot of people, what they're saying is true as well. There is truth to that. But they're not only trying to show this video to the Palestinians, they're trying to show it to the world, that we can come, destroy your country, whatever goods, whatever, if there's anything remaining, even the remains don't come and don't belong to you. Everything belongs to us. We can come and stamp our name on it, make our own idols, put it across the globe. And the reality, one of the facts is, James, that a lot of people, unfortunately, do take these kind of even horrible acts as entertainment. The kind of a video that he's made after all the acts and everything that he's destroyed millions of lives, and he's making entertainment out of it. But we know the reality. A lot of people are going to take that as a laugh. And some people might even joke about this thing. That's one of the main things, that he can do whatever to any country, destroy it, stamp his name on it, sell his idols, and say, this belongs to me, nothing belongs to you.
So why did you do that? Answer, because I can.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
I can do that to anyone and anything, and you cannot stop me or say anything about it. Why? Because the reality, James, one other thing, a lot of people, if they don't know, there are 57 Muslim countries in the world at the moment. He knows not one of them is going to stand up for the Palestinians. He's going to carry on, do whatever they do. Why is he stopping? Some people said recently that he's not going to go ahead or impose the Gaza plan. Not because one country stood up for the Palestinians. No, only because Egypt and Jordan, they didn't stand with him.
Sure.
Not that anyone spoke against him. So he's saying, no one's going to stop me. I can still carry on doing this to your country, Palestine, whatever, and I'm going to do whatever, stamp my name on it. Number two, James, I want to say about this video, that Oh, so, you know what? It was very important. Yes, sorry. Okay. What if this sort of an act that has been done, someone destroyed, called it both of these guys, Trump and Netanyahu, right? They've destroyed the country and made this video. What if an exact same or similar act was done from the other side? Now, say, forgive me for mentioning this, right? But for the horrible act of 9/11, horrible act of 7/7, when that was done, what if, say, quote-unquote, the Muslims or whoever did that act, they came and they made a video from the country and they launched it out. How would the world react? Would they take that as entertainment? And would they say this is just a joke or something?
No, I mean, I mean, you've posited the existence of lots of people taking it as entertainment and saying that it is just a joke. But I haven't come across anyone doing that yet. And you can compare the carnage of 9/11 to the carnage in Gaza, which is, of course, much greater. But you can't. I mean, I think we've gone a little bit too far down speculation to say how would the world... I mean, we know how the world felt when there was footage of people celebrating the 9/11 terror attacks.
Yeah,
we know exactly how the world responded. So your point stands in the sense that we responded completely differently. But that's reality versus fantasy. This is.
Of course.
What about this? Try this on for size. What if someone else made it as a Mickey take? As a parody,
they would be arrested and taken in.
Let me finish my fantasy island. Someone else made it as a joke to take the Mickey out of Trump, and he doesn't realise. He just saw it on his social media and decided to share it because he thought it was actually bigging him up rather than undermine. It's so out there and so nuts that it could be construed as attacking Trump in the same way it can be construed as aggrandizing Trump.
Yeah, exactly. The both can be taken, and there's going to be half of the world even as well. Some people will take one side, and the other people might take the other side. And you know what? Because of exactly this, James, my point 3 comes in.
Go on.
My third point is a question. Then what is it in the world, quote unquote, the most powerful man in the world, Trump, right now? What is it that he can do that the world will say, no, you cannot do this, and we are going to stop you? Is there anything in the world that this man can do that the world or his own parliament can stop?
We touched on this yesterday.
To ruin his own country?
We touched on this yesterday because a lot of people using Occam's razor subscribe. No, don't say sorry. It's just adding to what you say. A lot of people using Occam's razor think, and it's a popular view, that Vladimir Putin must have some material that's so embarrassing to Trump he has to dance entirely to Vladimir Putin's tune.
I don't understand why so many people who seem to be supporting the Palestinian plight, which they have every right to do, they deserve their own land, they deserve to be free. Why do they not see that Hamas is the one who has caused such depravity, brutality? I mean, you only have to look at the hostage release spectacle, disgraceful.
It's just unreal. I mean, it's deranged.
The word evil actually is not harsh enough to describe these people. I mean, I'm a Jewish person. I live in the community, so I am very involved, and obviously my social media is flooded with, particularly at the moment, with the Bibi family and their funeral. We're heartbroken as a community, but that doesn't mean we don't support the Palestinian people to be free of Hamas.
Well, the very people that they captured and killed were some of those people who were advocating most strongly, and their actions showed that they were supportive of Gazans' right to live freely. That's, these are, as you know, Gabby, you will know well, I mean, these are very left-wing peace activists who live near to the border with Gaza, who were being captured by Hamas and killed. It's unbelievable.
And
but I don't think people know that, or they blithely dismiss that as they're not even, going to deign to answer the question, which is a completely legitimate and live question about what should happen to Hamas in this new Gaza.
I don't understand, again, how anyone who might not as well be super educated or involved in the conflict can then watch, like I said, what's happening and not think that this organisation is, like I said before, how can they stay in power, and how can people want these innocent Gazans to stay under their siege when they can see that, like I said, the depravity? It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm not saying that Israel and their government and their organisation are innocent, far from it. Netanyahu has so much to answer to.
Of course, absolutely.
But if we keep just focusing on everything that Israel has done wrong and not at the same token focus on everything that Hamas has done wrong, we're never going to come to an understanding or a common ground.
Honestly, I think it's the same people who were infected with whatever mind virus that they caught that enabled them to go onto the streets of a city like London and chant Yemen, Yemen, make us proud, turn another ship around.
Yeah, and from the river to the sea, when half those people didn't even know what river or what sea.
Yeah, sure, there was that. But the stuff about the Houthi rebels, you know, an organisation that is a 12th century Islamist throwback who used child soldiers and push children into ordnance fields in order to blow up the mines so that the adults don't have to step on them. You know, they were being supported on the streets of this city by people who were sort of, I mean, to be honest, memeing them. They were kind of making a joke out of it.
Because Tom, people, and I'm not saying everyone, and I'm not saying everyone on these marches have hate and disgust for Israel or the Jewish people, but there is a cancer spread of the filth and the propaganda, and unfortunately, and what makes me so sad as a Jewish person, I'm a liberal person. Israel, I'm not Israeli, but there is a deep connection to Israel because of my religion, and what breaks my heart is that Israel has almost been swept with this paintbrush of Zionism is evil and Israel is evil, and I cannot tell you how that is not true and how the people of Israel want peace. They want peace. They don't want Netanyahu in power. They want to live side by side in peace. They don't want to be involved in this, like I said, this cancer. It's enough. We don't want it. We want the Palestinian people to live in peace.
If the enough meant a president of the United States somehow, alongside the Jordanians or the Egyptians or with some Arab nation or Arab League support, forcibly displacing people in Gaza to the point where he wouldn't allow them to return in order to build gleaming skyscrapers and have Elon Musk throw cash around or whatever's in this video. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Because
I mean, the way I look at it, Tom, is what choice? What choice is there? What alternative is there? I would never want
ethnic cleansing can't be the choice.
Absolutely not. And people cannot be displaced forcibly and then denied entry into their home. And I would never, ever advocate for that. But I think the bordering countries have to support people being let in.
Absolutely.
You've heard the phrase, "You've never met anyone so stupid." Right?
Yep. Are you applying this
Trump
to me?
reposted it. No, not at all. You're part of the MSM, mate, so you're fine.
There you go.
So we put it apart slightly. This is Monty Python-esque satire. The funny thing is that he reposted it, right? Because if you pull this video apart, Tom, I don't know if you want to have a quick look at it again, there's references all over it about Trump's history, failures, ridiculously.
Oh, really?
It really is Life of Brian level satire. It's fantastic.
Oh, I see. So this is a poke at Trump himself for his grandiose failures and his grotesque self-promotion and all that
it's
stuff.
Just pointing out the failures. And look at it. The yacht is Joe Low's yacht. The fraudster from Malaysia. There's the fraudster reference. He stole billions of dollars from the one MDB fund in Malaysia.
Right. Okay.
Produced The Wolf of Wall Street. The yacht is his.
Yes.
Yes, remember him? The Bearded Ladies refers to Vance's election T-shirt, which was bearded for her pleasure. Don't you remember that? The Gaza One Hotel looks exactly like the Trump Taj Mahal, the billion-dollar bankruptcy in Atlantic City.
Wow, Lee, you have really pulled this apart.
No, four of us just had a go at it today, and we just went, well, hang on, that building is a Damac building in Dubai, right? Damac is the main competitor to the builder that's building the Trump Towers in Saudi Arabia.
Wow, Lee, this is I doff my cap to you, my friend. That is serious work that's done on it.